name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Who of us in hearing this gospel this morning fail to understand the lesson, the necessity for compassion, the necessity for forgiveness? Each of us knows the depth of our own sinfulness, and if we don't, we will be shown. Life tends to help in that lesson, in the Holy Spirit. The necessity for our God showing this compassion on us, we know very well. But we are also at times very much like this servant. We enjoy the compassion that is offered to us. We appreciate the forgiveness that is extended to us. But we find it sometimes impossible, and I'm still finding many people who wish never to show compassion for those who have wronged them, never to forgive. The lesson, obviously, for us today is to see the necessity for it, the absolute necessity for it. Because if we haven't been able to show that compassion, that mercy, even on those whom we judge to be not worthy of it, then we find ourselves at risk not being the receptors of that compassion and mercy and forgiveness from our Master, not the taskmaster of laborers, but the taskmaster of souls and the King of glory. So we have this lesson today, and it is a lesson that must truly ring in our ears and captivate our mind, so that we are not tempted to end this necessary pattern of forgiving with ourselves, but allow it to flow from ourselves to others. I also want to focus a moment on what Paul is trying to argue, what he's trying to present to the Corinthians. And when you read his letters to the Corinthians, you have to understand that many times he is indeed arguing with them. He's up against quite a crowd in Corinth. And he, in this passage, is trying to make the case before them, because most likely they have hurled an accusation against Paul and Barnabas that they are not pleased with the fact that they expect them to actually partake of some of what they have gained in this world. And so he goes through the list of everything that should at least register in the ears of those knowing the law. But then he goes even beyond the law, and it's speaking of not muzzling an ox and so forth. And he takes it a step further. Maybe we don't quite catch the significance of Paul saying to them, he who plows in hope. So we know that is definitely the spirit of one who is planting. He has to first prepare the soil, and he does so with great hope that it's going to remain in a condition that he can get out and plant before the next rain or before the next inconvenience of nature, that is always happening for those farming. He who tills, who plows in hope. And then he goes on to speak of the one who threshes in hope, receives what was hoped for by the tiller, the one who plowed. So the one who didn't plow, he didn't plant, didn't water, didn't cultivate, didn't do all those things that are part of attaining a harvest. But the one who threshes, he receives this bounty and partakes of it. He partakes of the hope of the one who plowed in hope. We need to see ourselves as ones who plow in hope, because this plowing can be a way of us seeing the life that is our struggle in this world, our struggle against our own selves, our struggle against the adversary, that we would do so with hope, that we would not lose hope, that we would see everything that is before us, every struggle, every disappointment, every setback, maybe even the need to plow again or to plant again, as being an opportunity for someone after us who may not even be the ones who reap the harvest, to thresh, to enjoy the bounty of the harvest, to receive in their own hope in threshing what was our hope as we toiled and struggled. May this lesson also find fertile soil in our mind and in our hearts, because this is truly our journey, we all know, one of struggle. And we need not to lose hope, or else our struggle is in vain. May it be strengthened by the grace of our compassionate, forgiving God. And may we also find the compassion to forgive one another, even the one who has caused the greatest offense. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.